Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Terminus podcast. This is episode number 153 for the weeks of January 16th, 2021. Yes, it's the first episode of 2021. Welcome to the new year, which will hopefully be better than the old year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. So, I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me I have my engineer, Nick Christensen, and my two firemen, Nick Wakefield and Jared Cole. With us
what's up?
With us for the first time on the podcast, but a perennial guest on Local Royale is Vertwed. Or Vertwed.
I will be your rear brake today.
Alright.
Welcome to the Terminus podcast.
Yeah, keep an eye on my rear for me.
Thank you. Roger.
What
she said?
Next to the last stop, New York Penn Station. This train will terminate at this station.
Hey, that's my line.
Somewhere in a world, in a different time from our own, Eric is doing a quest for something.
Where you don't need roads.
Yeah. It looks kind of spooky,
Roads?
I'm not gonna lie. This game looks a little spooky.
It kind of is sometimes.
I mean, I've been binging with Gloria. We've been watching a ton of Markiplier playing scary games, so I'm
Nice.
in that
Yeah,
mindset.
That's a good time.
Classic.
I remember when he did Five Nights at Freddy's and some of the reactions from those videos.
Yeah.
I do too. I remember he was all like, "I'm the king of Five Nights at Freddy's."
Anyway, that would have been a great way to jump into what we've been doing and what I've been doing this past couple of weeks, but we have the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility to cover, and a shake-up at the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility, but, starting with that very shake-up, on December 23rd, we actually missed this one, of 2020. I accidentally wrote 2021. We're not there yet, guys.
No.
We're not there yet.
You're predicting that KCS is going to derail.
Yes. KCS did derail late last year. Although this... Oh, wait, no, sorry. This wasn't the derailment. We do have a derailment of theirs, but this wasn't it. This was a death of some kind. Oh, it was an on-the-job death. So that definitely qualifies them. Someone in the railroad died.
Does it say how?
It does not say how. It
Right.
just says an on-the-job death. Which
That could be anything.
could be...
Rest in peace, brother.
He could have, sneezed and his brain came out. We don't know.
Yeah.
He
But
could have been sucked into the toilet in the cab.
Jesus, what a way to go.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway,
in the tank with the SD-70.
he went in up to his head, and the conductor had to watch as the water filled back up. Anyway, then a few days later, Union Pacific had a wreck thanks to a bridge collapse. It made a gigantic mess. We have 2 different videos on it, and that's it. No articles there. On the subject of sending stuff for this, though, it's helpful when people notate which railroad it was, so I don't have to do too much digging to figure it out. But either way, on the 6th, they also had the first 2 wrecks of the new year. This was 2 different accidents. The first one being 21 empty auto racks derailing.
Guys, we just started.
Yeah. So, yeah. Mixed freight train traveling eastbound in Baker County derailed 21 empty auto racks, and no injuries reported. And then another one we have 4 different articles for. This was a derailment that happened at 1:30 in the morning, which is how I identified all the articles for this. And there's some pretty good pictures of it. This was at a bridge over Parrot Creek. Engineer complained of pain, but there was no one else injured. 15 rail cars derailed. None of the debris or rail cars blocked the highway. The train was nice enough to tip over in the direction that wasn't towards the road. So, thanks, Union Pacific.
It could have been worse.
2 days later, CSX had their first of the period. This was on January the 8th, and this wasn't a derailment per se, but it was an incident. They said it was a mechanical incident, and they ended up blocking a ton of railroad crossings and cutting a neighborhood off from the rest of the world for 3 hours. So that sucks. Then, the day after that, Union Pacific had their last and possibly most spectacular of the period. They blew an engine up.
Congrats.
Oh yeah, I remember.
At
seeing
3 a.m., firefighters
that.
responded to an accident involving a Union Pacific engine that just blew up. And you thought that this didn't happen anymore since the transition era. So
That's not the case.
It is confirmed. Locomotives still occasionally blow up if you
Yes.
don't maintain them properly.
it looks awful. I mean, it's not like the whole engine's gone, but the roof is like ripped up and bent. This was in it was in Echo Canyon, so I cannot imagine what
No,
this.
I think it was a little bit past
That must have been.
Oh,
It was
okay.
in
That was
Wyoming.
definitely a hell of an echo.
It did. It happened. It says it happens at North Summit,
Oof.
North Summit, Utah.
That's
so,
past. Oh, at North Summit. Oh, it was in Utah. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess it was in Utah. I
uh,
assumed it was Wyoming because it was Utah.
yeah. Nobody injured, but Jesus. We also have an article with 2 other articles that goes with this, which would be an excellent segue into the articles that we have of those later, including the burning bridge, but we can't do that right now. Then on the 10th.
What the heck even blew up?
The
I don't know!
compressor, I think.
The compressor,
Yeah, that would probably
compressor.
do it.
the
blew
compressor decompressed all over the place.
Or it was either the compressor or the turbo that just exploded.
Yeah.
I'd wager the turbo because that's
I
where,
was thinking it was the turbo. Yeah, it was totally the turbo.
that's
that
where
just,
there would be more
Yeah,
combustible ingredients.
yeah,
I was gonna say
LMAO.
the
and
amount of burns on the metal and everything indicate it was probably the turbocharger because the air compressor basically runs off mostly electric power. So
So it wouldn't have gone boom, is what you're saying. It wouldn't have been a big fiery
It w-
boom.
yeah, it wouldn't have been. There wouldn't be a big fiery boom.
Gotcha.
But I mean, if you're up in the engine, you're still gonna hear a bang.
Well, yeah, thankfully this was in the
And
second
you're going to
unit.
see the and you're going to probably see the air gauges plummet and just start sweating.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had 2...
Wonder what it sounded like after the explosion. Do you think it was still running?
No, it would have shut. It would have. The computer would have shut it down.
In theory.
It
So
would've
we
been,
had
"Oh."
2 incidents with people getting hit by trains. One was NS, one was CSX. They happened on the same day, which was January 10th. This was just a person getting hit. The other one was a dude in a 2011 Impala who drove around the gate and got hit. Don't do that. Pro tip.
He got what he deserved.
I think the guy in the Impala survived. No, he didn't. Sorry, I lied.
He did.
He did. Then the following day, KCS had their actual derailment. This is pretty significant. It was not in the U.S., so I was tempted to not count it. But it was a real train wreck. It was a train-on-train collision. Not great. Not a good look, KCS.
Oh,
There was an
PTC was supposed.
well, this is not in the U.S., so there was a train crossing at a diamond, and another one just like slammed into the side of it. Outstanding move.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
Ran a
idea
red
if
signal.
anyone was hurt. Someone ran the red. I like the comment. There is actually somebody did make the comment. Mexican PTC could have prevented this. God damn it.
If you look at the drone shot photo,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't as bad as it could have been.
No. He could have just
But
gone
still.
barreling straight through the other train. Just sort of bumped into it.
No, but he definitely just sort of bumped into it, knocked a couple cars off.
Yeah. But,
that
you know,
chopper shot definitely indicates.
Also,
Probably
it's
if
probably
that was done
not
at full-
drone footage, drone photo. It's probably helicopter photo.
yeah, it's a little high to be a drone.
Yeah,
Either way,
if
that's
that
the
was
class of
done
mental
full
responsibility.
speed-
Man, I don't
if that
know
was-
when some drones can get up there.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
that
They can
is
get
true.
real high.
And you could
Right.
tell if that was done at full speed, there definitely would be cars basically in the nearby
It would be
street.
carnage. There would be just total carnage.
Yeah. If you've seen Unstoppable, you know what it looks like when a boxcar gets wiped the hell out.
Or the incredibly realistic train crash in Super 8. Anyway, so this means that KCS is no longer the holder of the Class 1 mantle responsibility. That responsibility
Glad to
now
see that.
falls to Canadian Pacific. Congratulations, CP, you have the mantle again. Let's see if you can keep it for more than one episode. Where in the new year, the clock is running to see how long it's going to take for every railroad here to wreck in 2021.
Yeah.
I'll give it enough time. Give it enough time. There'll probably be a wreck probably about an hour after we record this.
That's Curse
Yep.
of the
That's
Terminus.
just the curse of the Terminus.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, we've been doing this show for a while. And
Right.
we've been doing this show almost as long as I've been a Providence Northern member. And that is just about my only railroad-related thing I've done for this entire past 3 weeks. Partially because I got sick and had COVID.
That was a really smooth transition, Ellis. Good job.
What?
I just said that was a very good transition.
Thank you. I'm
point
really
about-
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I want everyone to pay attention to the way I'm trying to do my transitions, and like I said, it's a really good resource to watch any of Andy Nidell's history series because he's very good at segging from one subject to another in a non-terrible fashion as we typically do on this show. So,
10 out of 10. Definitely recommend.
yeah, I did have my meeting with all the boomers on the state of the Model Railroad Club. I don't really remember much of it because I was just sort of like zoning out. But it was kind of funny. It's always an exercise in not frustration, somewhere between frustration and hilarity. Everyone trying to get their computers working to do a go-to-meeting with a bunch of 70-year-olds.
I'm sure that was nice.
It's pretty funny. But I got a few good jabs in on John Breitmeyer, on JB, the Emperor, the hater of Steam. Just while I had the chance.
My man.
Yeah. And we've been doing a lot of stuff with the wiring under the layout, and by we I mean not me, because I haven't been there. So, yeah. Aside from that, I did go out to see Providence and Worcester a couple of times, and I tried to chase a train from the Hoosick Tunnel, but it never showed up. I managed to see a train going into the tunnel, which is something that I've never actually seen before, but not 22K, the train that I expect to come out of the tunnel. I did get that. This was just before I had COVID. I did finally manage to take Gloria and Chris, who was visiting from out of town, to the Steaming Tender restaurant. Love that place to death.
Yeah. Very
and
good.
It's my favorite restaurant in Massachusetts, and I can't wait to go back. Now that there's a camera there, I will wave to the camera when I go, and I'll make sure to park in front of the camera. So that everyone
With
gets...
your Iron Horseman stickers.
Exactly.
I want to
It's
go.
free
I want to
advertising.
go there.
Well, come visit. I will take you there. It's mandatory. It's the food is so good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they change the days they're open again and screw the entire trip over.
I don't think they ever changed them. We
They
just forgot.
Dude, it would be super easy for me to come out to you now, though.
Plus, did they really screw the trip over, though?
Well, yeah, because the other days were really busy days on Pan Am and on CSX. Like, so the day we were fanning Pan Am was a busy day on CSX, and the day they were fanning CSX was a busy day on Pan Am.
I feel like I feel like if we had done them the opposite direction, we would be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just it's that curse, you know.
Yeah.
Has anyone else been out rail fanning? I know TBA, you have to take a very long train ride to work now, but that only
Yeah.
kind of counts.
I
I was gonna say it. Oh, I'll let you go, TBA. Sorry.
I see many things upon the rails nowadays. Since
On the rails.
I work down south in Cicero now, which it's not bad. It's only like an hour and a half on the L train, but I see all kinds of stuff. You know, because I cross over, like the metro. I still can't pronounce this name, so don't get mad at me. But it's like Ogilvy.
Oh no.
I can't pronounce that name, but it's the Metro Central Station in downtown Chicago, like right across the street from Chicago Union Station. So I see that every day. I go past Global 2 every day, so I see all the intermodal trains.
Damn.
I saw some of those, like the ex Surfliner F-59s. Those were cool.
That is cool.
You get to see the
okay,
one
hold
that
on.
got painted.
What?
You get to see the one that was like painted in. I forget. Did they paint it in like a Chicago Northwestern scheme or something like that?
Yeah, there's one. I think they did a Milwaukee Road one as well. But I think we talked about that a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. But still very cool.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I was up to a lot of stuff in 2020. Definitely started volunteering out with the friends at East Broadtop with Chris, who I got to meet during the work sessions. Was mainly on the track team there, basically replacing ties and you know spiking them and everything. And also we did staff the East Broadtop's Christmas trains, as well as car attendants. I also do some volunteer work for a railroad in New Jersey known as Black River and Western. Did get to operate a little bit. Got to actually use a little bit of the small horn collection that I've accumulated over the last year. Right now I got an RS2M, an RS3L, and a Newcast P5.
Nice.
That's epic.
I managed to get the RS3L up on one of our diesels, 438, for most of the summer, and then in the fall put the RS2M up there. The horn's still up on the thing. Might just make that semi-permanent since they're looking for a more permanent horn. And then I remember New Year's Eve. I was hanging out with a couple friends, and we check on Facebook, and guess what's running? CNO number 1309. And one of us decides to come up with the idea. You know what, Nick? Tomorrow morning we're going to leave early, and we're going to drive all the way from Hunterdon County, New Jersey, all the way to come to Ridgely, West Virginia.
Oh no!
And keep in mind the weather that day, especially as we got further and further towards Ridgely, was getting steadily worse and worse. By the time we got there and we saw like the steam coming up from the sky, I'm pretty sure the front of the car. And so basically, we got to see it run. We got
Is it?
for the
I
first
think
time leaving through
1309
shop
is
gate.
murdering them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that just my end that you're dying on, or?
I mean, I heard most of what he said.
Oh, I did too. I just was asking.
Oh.
Did break up a little bit.
No, we're just
All right, can you guys?
yeah,
hear
no, I
me?
can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You
Now.
know.
You're good now.
Crap.
But
Okay. So essentially, we.
And there he goes again.
Oh my god!
what you're getting.
I'm trying to close out the tabs. Okay, there we. I think I found
Okay.
the problem child.
I,
All right, so basically we drove for about 4 hours one way out to Ridgely. We saw 1309 run in the. I didn't have a proper raincoat, but
Who needs that?
it was definitely a historic moment. Got to see the engine go across the street in Ridgely, like right by the little shack that they have for the Ridgely train station. You could
Right.
call it. Then they went down towards the Y that they usually turn the engine around on, and then back.
impossible.
And then they put for the rest of the day. And then we tried to catch a freight train going over Sand Patch, and I kid you not, we could not walk. We literally were like ice skating, getting down towards the tracks. And it was up, I forget the crossing, but there was like a bench up on like the side of a cut. And we were like, that would be a good shot to take up, and if we could climb up there. We know if we try to climb down, someone is
You're just
going
gonna
to
fall and
die.
break your legs.
No, it's just not even just break your legs. You just slide down there and just break every bone in your body.
Yeah.
And we saw one freight train come up the hill there, which was really cool because that was the first time I've ever gotten to see Sandpatch grade. But after that, we were like freezing, and we just said, "Screw this, we're going home," because we had to drive about 4 hours. We didn't get back to New Jersey, I think, until about 8, maybe 9 o'clock at night.
Yikes.
But it was definitely worth it. Managed to get recorded a video. It's actually gotten about 33,000 views, which ironically is the second most views I've ever had on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in seeing narrated video on 1309 running, just search CNO 1309 Lives.
Nice.
Bummer. No, that's pretty good,
That's
though.
probably something I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
great. You know why the weather got so much worse, around the WMSR? Because even God doesn't want 1309 to run.
Right.
No.
Even
Are you sure? I thought God just basically makes it rain every time a steam locomotive comes back into service. That's what happened with 60.
Right.
That's what happened with 60. Instead of like freezing rain, it was just a very severe thunderstorm. Which there was like one video which had like a lightning strike that probably hit, I want to say, maybe a half mile away from the camera
Oh my
and
God.
the locomotive.
Oh boy.
the world.
It's like you
is-
just watch the video, you just see a white flash of light, and you just hear boom.
Jeez. But yeah, that's how ceremonies for stuff always are. Unless it be happening in like the middle of the summer.
It's always
then
going to
you
rain.
probably won't. It always from the way.
Rain is guaranteed.
Something
Yeah.
rain on your phone parade. Well, that
But Wayne,
is-
it's also guaranteed in the Willamette Valley quite a bit.
that's because it's the Pacific Northwest,
Yeah.
Milky. That's the way it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, I've been working on that route, which has been quite fun. I got basic textures all the way to part of legs of the map in one area. But I've been mostly focusing around the second bridge on the line, which is this nice big wooden trestle.
Nice.
So that's about all that I've done. I've just kind of focused around this area, and I also got the Blender program
SP.
that gives you some fancy stuff. So I gotta play around with that more and get some fancy looking screen stuff.
I actually got an
Other than
MPS
that,
making a trains building.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I moved like a couple buildings. And then I had a runaway train come barreling through town.
Unfortunately, my MPS has been borked for a while, and
Oh,
I need
no.
to get in the contact with Nab about it. Like, one Bass X is apparently oof, and I don't know which one is. Well, I'll come back someday.
Hope you come back someday.
Yeah.
I'm slowly building this town. I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm building this town, I guess.
Speaking of building things, I am currently, at least, trying to work on building yet another proto-freelance railroad. Not sure if I'm going to actually apply this down to models, but just something I'm working on my fun time. It's called the Arizona Interstate. If you give me about 10 seconds, I can get you a photo of this beta scheme I have so far.
The green one?
Yeah.
No, I just designed a new one like right before this.
Okay.
Which I have open. I have not exported yet. So give me about 15 seconds, and I will export it real quick.
This is your addition to the cinematic universe of our trains empire.
Yep.
Nice.
The Greater Railworks Cinematic Universe. Not Railworks. This is not Railworks. We don't do
This is not
Railworks. I
Railworks.
mean, I do. This is the latest in test schemes that I've kind of looking on. I actually quite like this one. So.
Nice. I need to come up with a paint scheme for the Oregon Pacific, which is my addition to this whole thing. I was trying to map it before we started, and it's interesting building a railroad where there wasn't actually a railroad.
That's tough to do in Google Earth the way you were doing it,
Yeah.
because it's hard to know if you are like, the grades are too much. Because I was looking at what you were doing, and I was just like, a lot of it looks good, some of it looks like, I don't know if you could do this with a railroad.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of railroad are we talking?
Railroad tackling the mountain.
No, obviously
now.
2-foot gauge, it's what the people want.
Nah, it's obviously
No, it's
3
3
foot.
foot.
No, yeah. But no, it's a standard gauge rail line based off of the actual Oregon Pacific Railroad, which went bankrupt in 1890. So, all because they had a steamship that they had purchased that was making most of the revenue to build the railroad. It ran aground, so they went bankrupt after that.
Oh.
So in this universe, they didn't do that. And they
Well,
actually
there's your
So the
problem.
lesson is if a ship is to make most of your revenue, buy 2 schooners.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 foot is what the people want.
But what if it's not?
But it is though.
But it is.
I have scientific evidence.
Can confirm. Had more fun getting.
We also have like photo evidence.
What would you say, Moki?
I said getting tetanus from the T-motor was more fun. In other stories.
I mean, yeah. Well,
Although I didn't get anything from it, so
we didn't
I
get to
won.
shovel any gravel.
yeah,
Man,
That's where the fun
Going
really
through that-
begins.
yeah,
going through that abandoned equipment would have been so cool.
yeah,
Operation Apollo.
yeah.
We're going back.
Round 2.
And 2. I'm gonna call a meeting for Apollo shortly because I need to figure out who all's going and start actually sorting that out for real.
Alright.
For realsies.
Real shit.
So,
Dude, maybe I can come.
you're a lot closer now.
Yeah.
And it's only $192 to get to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
$192 for me for round trip. That's round trip from Chicago to Boston.
The only
So
problem is...
it's kind of doable.
Yeah, the only problem is, will the trains be running on the days that you need them to run, you know? That's the problem that Jader was having. Now that
Because
we...
now that
get
it's
the
only
Amtrak cuts.
tri-weekly.
Yeah, but maybe it won't be like that. Maybe things will be better. Maybe things will have
Yeah.
changed. Does anybody else?
Maybe
Anybody else
you'll
said
have
anything?
a president that'll give a crap about. Maybe you'll have a president that give a crap about rail.
Foamer in the White House.
I didn't get to finish what I was gonna say like before my mom came in and interrupted me.
Oh, what's up?
So since I read the L Train, I see all sorts of what their CTA is up to.
Mm-hmm.
So they're building some sort of like flyover. I think it's for the Red Line by where the Brown Line and the Red Line meet at Belmont. And then we're getting new coaches too, new train sets. We're getting the 7000 series to replace the the 3000 series that have been in operation since the 1980s. And albeit some of them have been refurbished, some of them have not, but 30 years old is old for equipment like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're starting to fade out, and so they're phasing them out with these new 7000 series train sets, and they look awesome. And I saw them running a test train on my way home the other day, and I had to triple take at it because I was like, wait, that's different.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. That's different.
Yeah, no, because they have the vestibules on them are blue. They have blue end caps, and compared to everything else, which is gray and stainless steel, it stood out like a sore thumb. And I said, "Hold the phone. What's that?"
It's blue.
Andrew Cuomo has entered the chat.
So, what else? I guess that's kind of it for me. I was going to try and go foaming tomorrow if the weather's better.
Do it. I wish I could come with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Julius, your scheme popped up finally.
He'd be muted, though.
Oh, rip. Well, I like it. It looks sharp.
It does.
What scheme? I want to see.
It's
I
in
kind of
enforcement
want
for
to see
some reason.
too. Oh, I don't know.
Hold on.
Yeah, you have two
Oh,
versions
yeah.
of it.
Hold on.
Yes.
I can put it. Hold on. So that Vert can see.
I also
See,
like it.
you gotta remember, I'm a bit of the proletariat of this group's hierarchy. Oh, that's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, it looks
I
good.
also like it, but I don't like where the number is painted on. Why is it over there? Put it up front.
I mean, BN did that. They put them in the back.
I want it to
Yeah,
be
BN.
about. I want it to
want
be
it to
about
be-
1.5 times as large. The number, in the back. I like the diagonal stripe, but the number should take up that whole area.
I want the number up on the cheek,
Yeah.
in the white spot in black.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
What, up on the nose?
No, in the cheek.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay,
cheek,
yeah, I see.
the sticker.
But it actually is a really good looking paint scheme.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's nice, dark, and it would be a very... It stand out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Just
Just make
in the
sure-
middle of the
just make
desert, this thing would get hot as hell. It's black. It's gonna soak up all the sun.
Well, I
I was
mean,
gonna yeah, you definitely have to be
AC
paying attention in AC.
is the main on modern
I-
units.
Fortune.
wanna soak up the sun.
I
I wanna burn my.
appreciate you, Alice. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, AC isn't a thing, but I was also talking about like just engine temperature in general would be higher in real life.
Yeah.
That is true. I'm not
Yeah,
sure how much of an
definitely.
effect that would have, but maybe it would. I mean, I guess you could also go with the baby blue on the flag,
Yeah.
but
Or a tunnel motor.
Tier 4, Tier
just paint the
4.
whole thing white. Just paint it all that sort of off white.
Yeah. Right.
What
Like,
if-
strip the black and the
Yeah.
white.
Just primer coated, just primer.
Or what if they so they're gonna be in the desert, right? What if they just friggin' mess with it and just to screw with people, they painted all their engines desert camo? Is there a train coming? I don't know.
It's like the that or they're just all the UP Desert Storm scheme.
Yeah. And on the front is John Cena's face.
Yeah.
It's John Cena.
Why is there a screen of coal cars during
Yeah,
the
with no engines on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, alright. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know when Agili's
Yeah, I
coming
think that's
back,
about it.
but,
I'm right now.
oh, there's Agili's. We were just talking about your
We
paint
were-
scheme.
We were
Perfect
hyping up your
timing.
paint scheme.
Do you like my paint scheme?
Yes.
I do, but I want to make a suggestion.
What's that?
Hold on.
Well, he has two.
Well, actually, do you guys like one or two? One or two. The first one, which says the connecting Arizona, or no connecting Arizona.
I like the connecting Arizona. I think the number should be bigger, though.
Yeah,
Like, make it
yeah, I
even
like
bigger.
the first one too.
Connecting Arizona is a good slogan.
I can make the flag bigger too,
Yeah.
which would also be nice because then I could get
Yeah,
a nice.
yeah,
What
definitely.
about-
I actually have.
What about
I actually have.
like move? My thing is the number. I don't like where the number's at. So,
Actually, I kind of like that too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I do like the number up there as well. Hold on, let me show the audience. So they're gonna be
Like
able to see this.
something that KCS I think does.
I didn't have the proper font. My apologies,
You're
but
good. You're good. I didn't think you
So
would.
it was this one or this one, and we like this one, and TBA came up with adding the number over there. Just for the audience to be up to speed.
I can do that real quick. Hold on. Let me open up fucking Gimp.
Gump.
you gimp.
Forrest Gimp.
Forrest Gimp. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Forrest Gimp.
Paint, Forrest, paint.
That's not what I thought when you meant.
Oh,
Forrest
no,
Gimp.
no, not that kind of Gimp.
Damn it.
I mean, he did have those magic shoes.
Jesus Christ.
That's the title of this podcast,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen. Forrest Gimp.
Forrest Gimp in his massive shoes.
Oh, God. Alright, well, anyway, listen.
We're going to hell.
Okay, so you like this? Hold on. I definitely don't have Gimp open like right now.
I mean,
How about
we know
this?
that we know that you do.
Gimp is not a game.
That looks
It
good.
doesn't count.
That looks really good.
Sucks.
It's pretty good.
Opening, showing the audience. Hot. No, I put the number at both places.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
the number
put
of
the-
both places would work.
Okay, yeah.
Put the number all over. Just add it like 6 times per side. Just
Dude, just you don't even need the logo. The whole side of the number or the whole
no.
side of the engine is 4308.
just the numbers are each 12 feet high.
One section of doors has one number on it.
You really want to make sure you know which engine this is.
Yeah,
You
dude.
gotta make sure. You gotta make sure you got the right engine.
Paint it up on the roof.
Well, and it's the fun part about it is when you have engine 123 with a number on each set of doors, behind one of those doors is a new car.
How so?
No, never mind. Damn it. I'm really upset that joke didn't land. You know what? Let's just do locomotive versus. Now I'm upset.
All right, we're moving on to locomotive versus.
Okay.
Hey,
I didn't
you
even
gotta
have
be
to
much
ask.
more-
All right, you guys know what you're representing here. So
I take the L.
you take the L every day. If I could have a picture of your engines.
Okay, I found 2 quality pictures of our engine.
Oh, in the park, solid.
I do like that paint scheme on 470. That's hot.
Oh yeah. If the main
Not
central
as hot
had
as you,
one
baby.
thing, it was the paint scheme, and that was really
It
all they had.
reminds me of Tron.
You know what? I see it. So anyway, Milky will be representing Main Central 470, and Vert will be representing the Rio Grande P44.
And hopefully it'll go better than the Royale.
Well, see, here's
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
If Weibold sees this picture, he's gonna show up. We just have to hope that he's not paying attention right now, considering he hasn't said anything like all weekend. He may not be paying attention.
There,
But-
there might be a good chance.
I'm sure he's busy with 20 and friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is Locomotive Versus. It's slightly different than Locomotive Royale, but I'm pretty sure we all know how this works. I am going to. Man, I don't know who to let go first. I think I'm going to ask a question to figure out who goes first. What?
I vote 470.
You know what? I'm just gonna second his vote.
Okay, never mind. 470 is going first.
Wait, what? There's
Aww.
I'm gonna go get a ginger ale.
God damn it! You get me one.
Yeah, man. I'll be right back.
You know what? If he's getting something, I'm getting something.
Wait, no, you're not allowed to leave. You're.
okay. I got confused a little bit, but it's
Yeah, no,
okay.
I don't know which. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's. I just looked at it. It makes sense. I figured it out. Milky,
Yeah.
did you figure it out which engine you are?
Yes,
Which
because
column you're in?
they. Yep.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh wait, valve gear.
Valve gear. Oh, that's a good start.
Jumping right in, huh?
Let's jump right into it.
For
Valve gear is wall sharks.
Baker.
yeah,
I got,
Milky gets a point.
I got one of the lame grape ginger ales.
All right.
Nobody likes those ones.
Well, Vert has some lame wall shirts valve gear. So, Milky, go again.
Ooh, wall shirts.
What was the year built?
1924.
What?
Yes.
Hold up. Were you rebuilt at some point? Or am I just looking at the wrong crap? Wait, what?
What are you confused
How?
about?
Okay, nine. I'm looking up
That's right there in
information.
the Bible, dude.
In the Bible.
The Rio Grande Bible says a different date. Okay, fine.
The Holy Church of Rio Grande.
Damn you, RioGrande.org.
Stop looking up his stats. You can only look at pictures.
Okay, 1917.
All right.
But no, I was on RioGrande.org.
Into chaos.
Said,
I'll take that.
All right, yeah.
Thank you very much.
okay.
Milky doing
Alright.
the honorable thing and not picking the date of rebuild.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
Vert.
all right. So we're gonna go with driver diameter.
Ooh.
Driver diameter.
Ooh, this will
Looking
be
at these
close.
two, I don't think this was the choice.
No.
I don't think so either.
Look at 73.
67.
Yeah, no. Look at his drivers; they're huge. And yours are not
470
huge.
Chonker drivers.
effing
All
engines.
Yeah. What is your tender fuel capacity?
Tons.
Wait.
Tender
An
fuel
amount.
capacity.
Yep.
It is 17 tons.
Cam, 14.
Yeah,
All right.
that was
Yeah, it looks like that Rio Grande engine has a bunker extension up top.
Yeah.
only a little bit. It does have. It does look like it has something that could help. Just help.
Yeah,
I probably can't.
that was a lot.
What,
with
something that
West
Cherry Day
Roads.
doesn't breathe in until they build it?
No, not that. I don't know why this
Nah.
picture is gigantic. Hold on.
What, the one that I
Yeah,
that I
it
sent?
was taking up. It was trying to take up my entire screen. Okay.
Oh, I see that you
Wait,
also use the
I
wheel
kind
graph
of
part.
clicked the wrong one there. All right. Continuing on,
Wait.
let's go with tender water capacity.
Probably a good choice.
8,000 gallons.
I'm confused.
9,000 gallons.
Or be those guys wire
Why are you
brand.
confused?
Oh, I'm not confused anymore.
Okay. I'm glad you figured it out.
All right.
Anyway. Vert.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go with high pressure cylinders.
Ooh.
High pressure cylinders. 25 by 28.
Oh, we have a document.
26.
We have a thing for this. Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta do.
Well,
We gotta
wait.
use
We
the,
don't need it. 25 by 28. What were yours, Vert?
26 by 26.
Ooh.
Never mind. We do need to do it. All right. Go on to the linked local real document and put your numbers in. 26 by 26.
Don't forget the numbers. Don't forget the number of cylinders.
25 by 28. You said, Noki.
Oh, whoop.
Whoops.
That's a big cylinder.
So while we're figuring this out, I was confused because I was looking at 801 in the picture that Milky sent,
Mhm.
and then I looked at the 804, which Vert sent, and that's what I was like, oh, wait, that's the engine we're using, not 801.
Well, I mean, they're the same class.
Wow. Wow.
That is remarkably close. All right, so
Holy.
Vert has 110,377. Milky has 109,990. That's less than 500 cubic inches of difference. Is
That
cubic
is-
inches?
That's pretty
Yeah,
close.
All right.
Yeah.
804 has different things than 801, though.
I don't actually know what units
Uh,
these are in. They're just math. So yeah, Vert wins by a hair.
Yeah, barely. All right. We're going to go now with minimum weight of rail.
Ooh, that's a good one for you.
Bold
probably.
choice.
Possibly.
89.
Damn it, 89.
Oh!
Oh, all right, Milky, you're up.
He gets the ball back.
Ayo.
And what will his choice be?
Is 470 a 464?
No.
No, it's a 462.
Oh, no, I'm from the perspective I'm seeing the first axle, right, the first, like the leading truck on the tender, I'm seeing that wheel under the cab. It looks like it makes it a 4.2 or 464.
Okay.
Oh, perspective.
Oh, I see what you're seeing. Yeah.
Yep, I see it.
Main
Yeah, I can
Central's
see it
Hudson.
Yeah.
All right, Milky,
I
you
forget,
got to
did
pick.
they have Hudsons?
I'm deciding where to go from here because I got screwed.
Be in trouble.
Local base ID.
Oh boy.
Pulls this one out.
1,430.
God damn it. 2,803.
Ooh,
Yeah, okay, Milky's really lucky. I mean, not that it would have helped him more, but the rebuilds number? The rebuilds number is in the 15,000s.
Oof.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yikes.
not what you want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go with tender. Did we go do tender loaded weight already?
No.
no, you guys only did tender capacity.
Okay, we'll do that then. Tender loaded
I don't know why you're
weight.
doing that, but... Milky?
Actually, let me take that back.
No,
then.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
the
no.
card has already been
You don't
played,
take
my
that back.
friends.
The words have left your mouth.
It's too
Son
late
of a
to
bitch.
apologize.
Milky?
157,000 even.
183,000.
Yeah, alright, Milky gets his third point. Congrats, Milky.
Smooth move, X-Lax.
Engine weight.
What was that?
Engine weight.
Engine weight. Oh boy, this is where it starts. 261,080 pounds.
Frick.
Yeah, I don't know why-
258,000.
Oh, that's so close.
I figured that was going to be close, but I thought the Rio Grande would put like 9,000 pounds of extra crap in their engine.
It looks like it on 804, dude. What the? Like, there's so much stuff on this.
Jokes are
The
due,
Rio
it's
Grande
all
is
in
just
the
hanging stuff
tender.
off the engine. Alright. Vert?
Alright, I'll save that. How about we do your tubes?
Tubes!
Oh, wait. 218 2 inches.
God damn it. 199 at 2¼ inches.
Ooh! Milky squeezes that one out with the smaller tubes.
Hey, I have a question. I know it's not going to count, but how many of each of you guys were built?
Thank you, TBA.
Wait, no. Save the questions till the end of stats, and then we'll do the what do we have to then we'll do the oh my god, judge's choice questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So TBA, keep that one in mind, unless they decide to do it.
I was going to say it's TBA's, not TBA, but Milky's ball.
It is.
Yeah. It is once again
Milky's
my
scared
ball.
of you, dude. Milky's looking at his stats, not sure what to do next.
Yeah. Especially because I'm looking at the rebuild and thinking,
Thinking that you made a mistake.
yeah. There may have been a judgment call there that was bad, but fatter, but he's
I can hear
God.
the Rocky music.
There's no veto. There's no veto.
No, there's no veto in Locomotive Versus.
get screwed.
Of course. 3.6.
Ooh!
Ooh. 4.20. Or 4.24.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
4.20? Let's go.
No, 4.24.
Yeah, I screwed up initially.
Yeah, you
Alright,
screwed that
anyway.
one
What's your tractor effort?
Ooh.
Ouch.
up. 44,596.
Okay, mine is 37,600.
Oh.
But I got booster, baby.
Save that for style points, unless you both have a booster.
Okay.
Do you have a booster?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Kind of looks like it.
It would say booster. Hold on, let me just
Under
double check.
tractor effort.
Yeah. No, he
Because
does
usually
not.
it's not.
He does not have a booster.
That's what he gets for supposed to be being built in 1913, but
Well, it's okay. You'll
Yeah,
get a
man.
point for that booster later.
yeah.
So
I was looking. All right. Let's see. Superheating surface.
Ooh.
Superheating surface. Superheating surface. 636.
778.
Well, that's good. Alright, it is
Alright.
now 8-5.
Let's go
You're
with evaporative heating surface.
Okay. 2,973.
3,654.
Oh, wow, that's more than I expected in terms of difference.
All right. Combined heating surface.
Combined heating
I wonder who's
surface.
going to win this.
3,609.
What was that?
3,609.
Okay, 4,432.
Yeah. It is now 10-5.
Firebox area.
Firebox area. 273.
317.
Damn.
I can hear
go.
Weibold in the distance going, these were good engines.
Yeah.
Let's go with great
Oh,
area.
I know they were good engines.
Weibel's ears are probably ringing.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
great area?
Yeah, great area.
Okay. 56.50.
63.
It is now 12-5.
All right. Let's see. Let's go. How about this? Let's do flues.
Okay. 32, and the diameter is 5.375 because screw you.
What? Alright.
God, those quirky ass. 32 by 5.5 inches.
Wow.
Wow.
Alright, Milky, you said yours was 5.375.
Yep.
Well, you won that one.
Yay.
It's now 6-12. Can you pull it back?
Yeah, I can try to. Rube stress tube yanked.
You said flue by tube length?
Yep.
20.
17.
Aw.
Well,
It is now 13 to... Whoops.
Way to beat those guys, Denver and Salt Lake.
It's now 13 to
Yeah,
6.
that's a Chad Railroad, though.
One more point, and it can go to style points.
all right. Who's that under the mask? Could it be Robert Lee Messina's power computation?
Okay, mine is 10,453.
Mine is 12,600.
Okay.
All right, it's 14 to 6. Do you want to go to style points, or do you want to keep going?
For me,
Yeah. Well, you have the ball right now. You get to pick.
let's keep going.
All right.
Same as above, plus superheater percentage.
12,334.
14,868.
Wolf.
He just wants to kill him more. Come on, throwing it out.
Same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area.
59,596.
74,812.
Woof.
All right, we'll call it there.
All right. All right.
Okay.
So, do we have any judge's choice points that want to be asked?
Boiler pressure. Nobody asked that.
Ooh, boiler pressure is a good one. What's your boiler pressure?
Mine's 200 psi.
185.
Damn.
All right. So he
Yep,
gets the
I
200.
do around that book.
I'll be the one to ask how many were built.
5.
6.
What?
Oh. That's actually closer than I thought.
Why 6?
I thought there were more than that.
Oh my god. Okay, O'Gillies, do you have one that you want to ask?
What? No, I can't think of any.
I have another one.
Well,
what's your guys'
it's supposed to be
driving
one per
wheelbase?
person, but
Oh, actually, I do have one.
oh, what?
Did you have? We asked local base ID yet?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, damn it, we did. Okay. Never mind then.
TBA, you can ask Achilles to ask yours.
Julius, can you ask what their what their overall wheelbase is?
Yeah, sure, guys. What is your overall wheelbase?
68.5.
That was-
0.5 away from being nice.
65.48.
Ooh,
God dang
those
it!
turntables. We need
Yeah.
to take this guy down. We need. Hold on.
I think the Rio Grande local.
I'm doing something. Hold on. I'm doing something.
Can I have a pic? Oh no, I guess there are pictures right there.
Let's do 804 versus a K4 or something.
Versus a K4, this thing would rinse a K4. I'm putting it up against.
I think it would.
I'm putting this up against 3713.
You know what? That'd be a good fight.
I'm getting a big Pacific to take this thing down.
That would be a fun one.
All right. Anyway. Okay. So that's the end of it's 6-19.
Come on.
Milky, you get a point for your booster. I don't know why you have a booster, but you have one.
Main Central.
804 just mopped the floor, and that rhymed.
804
Very
has
nicely.
a weird looking. I'm assuming that's a spark arrestor.
So
Yeah,
this is
what the
based off of
fuck is
804.
that?
Yeah, I think that is a spark arrestor. We're doing this off of 804, not 801. Right?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
both of them. It's the whole class. That's the way it
okay.
always is.
Yeah, but 804 has more gadgets.
Yeah, I mean, if any of
801
them
has
get
a
the
doghouse.
gadgets.
Yeah, 804.
804 was built for the Denver and Rio Grande, but Steamboat Columbus this month. Verify that. So
What's the difference between Rio Grande and Denver and Rio Grande? Aren't they the same thing?
They merged to create the GW, I believe.
that would be different.
I would probably
No,
say
it was
about-
reorganized.
Yeah, it was more a
They reorganized. Yeah,
reorganization.
reorganized.
Where's
Yeah, it
Wyblin
was
when you need him?
reorganized after the
Why
original
was gonna
company
fucking
went
slaughter
bankrupt.
me? It's okay.
I'm
I'm sorry, why? I know more about the modern DNR GW.
I gave P44. Yeah, I give the P44 a point for those special lensed marker lights that Wybold went on about before. I also,
Okay.
it sure looks like 801 is a doghouse. So
Oh,
that's a
maybe
point.
that's
Yeah,
what
801 has a doghouse.
Yeah.
801 has a doghouse.
801 also has 2 sand domes.
Can I give 801 a bonus point because I know exactly where that photo was taken, and
No.
ironically, it's in the
No.
801 area code.
No.
Wait, that's kind of funny.
It is, yeah. So-
So,
I think this is in downtown Salt Lake City, which is in the 801 area code.
Okay.
I'm not going to give a point for that, but that's kind of neat.
Nobody gets a point for white walls. You both have white walls.
Yeah.
Does it have the
I got white cylinders.
Does MEC 470 have the little pushy things on the front?
Mm,
I
The little
believe
indents?
What?
Because
the pole pockets?
Yeah, we do. We do.
they do. Okay.
yeah. Also,
We can't.
okay, this might be a toss-up here because, let's be honest, the Rio Grande, the Colored Herald, and the Flying Rio Grande are cool schemes. I'm not sure if the main central paint scheme beats it out. I would like to
It does
give it
not.
the point for having a neat paint scheme, 470, but I feel like Wybold would yell at me.
I
But
feel like they're both.
dude, no, 470's paint scheme is way more unique.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, I think they're both good-looking schemes, though.
the Tricolor Herald, though,
Yeah, they're both.
on
The Rio
804.
Grande scheme is honestly kind of basic, though. It's
It
just
is
black and
until
white.
you.
Yeah, but I feel like the main central scheme is too much.
It is until you
No,
paint the border
it's not too
jacket
much.
green.
I feel like it's too much.
No, you know what, I'm giving it to him. I'm giving him the point. Wybold, I'm
No.
sorry. But
Good.
Wybold, I'm sorry, but this is definitely not turning the tide. It's 8-22.
Yeah.
This is a murder.
I'm trying to make it work.
Kind of buried up.
These-
Yeah,
Did
I
you
know
give the
it's
point for the
always
doghouse
gonna
on the
make
801?
Yes, I gave them the doghouse point.
470 have a shotgun exhaust,
About-
like the super short stack.
Hmm.
What the? So what is that? Is that a spark arrestor on the 804?
I assume
Yeah.
so.
I think so.
It's something. No, it's a cap.
How many-
It just goes shroomp and closes it. No.
It's
I
like
do-
those things, it's like those flappers on older diesel
It's-
trucks.
Oh, geez.
Need water out of the exhaust pipe.
No,
Right.
it's an iris. It closes.
No, it's now just silverware because they all got scrapped.
Oh,
But I did.
804 has a tapered boiler. I don't know if 470 does.
It kind of does.
it
yeah.
does a little bit, but
does a little
Milky's
bit.
got a good point. Milky's still around.
Yeah, and I'm being restored to operation.
Right, but you
Ooh,
weren't
Yeah.
operating yet. You're being restored in a building that's built of shipping containers and tarp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Also,
Which,
my entire
to be
craft
honest,
got
is
rebuilt
better
in
than some other
1933.
people's
That's honestly, that's still better than nothing.
you did get rebuilt, so I'll give you a point for that. I don't know if the P-44s were properly rebuilt.
No, as far as I know, no, they weren't.
It's
Well, from the records I can find of the P-44s.
Some of-
anyway.
That's the thing. If you go according to Rio Grande Info, these were rebuilt from the Class 261s, which were Baldwin built in 1913. And
Oh.
then they were rebuilt at the Burnham shops in 1924.
Damn you, Burnham!
Um,
Can we do anything?
Okay, that makes sense
Oh.
why the build date showed that it's 1913.
the
I think
the Forrest Gump, the main central engine. I think it pulled the last steam excursion
It did.
in Maine.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was running really late. So it gets that,
Yeah.
and it also, I believe, gets a point for retirement date. Do you know when you were retired?
They got scrapped in the early 50s. Rio Grande was pretty fast on the standard gig.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
last one that I think was retired out of this bunch was like 1949, and the last one was scrapped in August of 1953.
Yeah, this thing.
Um,
The 470 was still running regular service to Boston in 1953.
Yeah.
So
The last one was 1954, but I was officially retired in 55.
You also got to remember the Rio Grande was like hell bent on getting rid of anything that was steam.
Yep.
Hence why they're suspected of burning down the roundhouse in Shama.
Does 470 have a power reverse?
does it? Do we have a picture of that side?
Yeah, I just found one. Hold
Can you
on.
post it? That'd be great.
I'm trying to
Because I'm not sure. Oh well, 801 definitely has a power reverse.
look at. Here's this one.
how do you tell?
Oh, yeah, they
by
both
the
have
way,
power.
if something has a power reverse.
So it's a little cylinder. That's a tiny picture. It's a little cylinder that's underneath the running board, usually above the drivers. If it doesn't have that on the driver's side, then it probably doesn't have power reverse. So on the 801, you can see it tucked underneath the piping
Running board.
underneath the running board,
Yeah, I think it's
right
like,
above the last driver. So you guys both
Yeah.
have power reverse. I'm not sure what other kinds of special bells and whistles that you guys have. But either way, I think this is kind of over.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of over.
See, this is why, admittedly, I don't like it when we do Rio Grande engines without Weibull, because he'd be here to just list everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like it when he's here in the first place, just because he knows all the things that are good or bad, or can be good or bad.
Yeah.
Because he's amazing.
That said, the Rio Grande engine did blow this guy out of the water, so
Yeah.
it's not like he would have made the difference there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I-
I'm sorry, 470. I've got to go visit you.
I knew the Rio Grande engine was going to win, just based off of how I used in the Royale with it.
Yeah.
I knew it was a good engine, and I'd take some
Weibold, I
deer.
hope I made you proud.
Yeah. You
Well-
made me proud.
Well, what do we think? I know I'm going to vote for the main central thing, and that's partially because it's from my neck of the woods, and it's partially because of the history behind it, etc. And also, I think proportionally it's a nicer looking engine. The P44s are kind of stubby Pacifics. And not that they're bad by any means, they just sort of... They make me feel weird. They make me feel strange things being a Pacific with tiny drivers like that. But what about you guys? What are you guys voting for? Bless you.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I am a Rio Grande guy to a significantly lesser extent than Weibold, but I've got to go with the Rio Grande, especially because 801 in the Salt Lake City.
Allegedly.
So pretty sure.
Also, they were green.
Pretty sure.
Well,
Yeah.
were they? Did we confirm if they were actually green? I recall that not actually being green.
Okay.
I recall Weibold saying something to the effect of these probably weren't green.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but they also, well, they probably didn't haul the stupid end cars, but they hauled the same train, so.
They hauled the Mount Massive close enough to those stupid end cars.
Mount Massive's actually good.
Yeah, it did the mid-train end car good.
TBA, it's up to you.
I got a vote for Miss Main Central over here.
It's pretty.
I haven't been able to take my eyes off it.
Very nice.
Main Central 470 by the votes. 2 to 1. Okay, so
Post butterfly meme. Is this a win?
Is this a dub?
Main Central 470 destroyed by facts and logic.
Right.
TJ goes, I 470 Pog. Achilles says, if you were here, you would not be saying Pog.
That's not I, that's A. A 470 Pug.
A should be A-Y-Y.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, actually, like, proper literal literature, that would be I.
Proper at the wall.
Alright, in honor of 470, I'm going to open up the news section with this.
Okay.
Police arrest Dorchester man accused of punching man selling frozen shrimp on Red Line train. This is
Red Line.
This is from Boston.
Yes.
A 22-year-old
Something that screams Boston.
A 22-year-old Boston man is facing criminal charges after police say he punched a man who was trying to sell frozen shrimp on a Red Line train earlier this week. Officers patrolling the MBTA's Ashmont station around 9:30 p.m. Wednesday noticed a man running up the escalator and yelling that he had been robbed. The man told police he had been riding a train from JFK to Ashmont and was trying to sell bags of frozen shrimp for $10 when a man he didn't know said, "I'll take all of them," and punched him in the face.
Oh my god.
Before trying to steal the shrimp
Christ.
from him.
What?
Public transit, everybody!
Public transit. Hell yeah.
He was still in the station and police arrested him. Presumably holding giant bags of frozen shrimp. So, that's the most Boston article I've seen.
Dude, that's like an action movie line. I'll take all of them.
This might be the first person in history to get in a fist fight over frozen shrimp.
I can only imagine being like the conductor on that train and being like, what am I fucking watching right now? I mean, that's the thing. There's been weird stories that I have heard, like from guys who work for like Amtrak, NJT, and a bunch of other agencies. But this one is definitely up there in terms of stories.
This is the most Boston article I've read since Chris sent me that article entitled, "How many Dunkin' Donuts coffees would it take to fill the Dorchester sinkhole?" This is beautiful.
Dunkin' Donuts is amazing.
What?
Dunkin' Donuts is amazing.
Yeah. And
Balding.
Next article will probably be how much Taylor ham will it take to fill in every pothole in the state of New Jersey?
oh my god.
No, like, I hate to go off topic, but
Oh, no.
as a California man who has experienced this Dutch Bros hype, it's not worth it. Dunkin' Donuts
Not that bad.
trashes Dutch Bros.
Oh, you might be the first person I
I
know who has said anything to that effect.
That's fighting words,
Oh
TBA.
God, here we go.
Really is.
Dunkin' Donuts trashes Dutch Bros.
Nah, I'd say the opposite. But,
He's
Wawa
not. You know what?
All right.
coffee for
but
I don't
this
know
isn't
how
the food podcast. This is the Terminus podcast.
This
I was
is
going
not
to say,
a
if
coffee
someone can
podcast.
segue this coffee argument into a
coffee
news
cat.
article, I will be so impressed. Without using
Well,
the words
what-
"speaking
Well,
of."
Well, you know what?
No,
You can have-
that's a really good one.
You know what you need?
Please let me use it. Please let me use this. I have a
All right.
really good one.
Okay,
So-
fine.
Go
Since you
for it.
told me.
So-
Fine,
so-
go.
So, okay.
Yeah.
You know what coffee makes you does?
What?
Coffee makes you fart. And,
Oh my God!
Oh my god!
and Stadler signed a contract. Stadler Rail, based out with a facility right here in Salt Lake City, signed a contract with Fart
Nice.
to deliver 8 narrow gauge multiple unit sets.
Congrats.
So
This article's
the
effing
owner of-
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop with the slow clap. First of all, I don't even know where fart is.
The order represents the first time that Stadler will build new customized narrow gauge multiple units for the regional and cross-border rail transport in Ticino.
I want to say this like the Netherlands or something like
Dude,
that.
why couldn't it be like FORT for like future of rail transportation?
I'm
Why did
sure
it have to be FART?
I'm sure it's something area rail transit or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Guys, I thought that was really good.
That was
Now,
that wasn't bad.
actually
That wasn't bad. It wasn't beautiful, unlike the new Penn Station, but it wasn't bad. Vert, have you been to the new Penn Station? You're the closest of all of
Speaking
us.
of things that are bad,
No, shut up.
Yes, I have. And in terms of the new Monaghan train hall, it is very nice. There's just nothing in there other than a Starbucks.
I'm sure
And
we'll get there.
you only have access to tracks 5 through 22. And the video boards that are up in the station will tell you Amtrak trains and Long Island Railroad trains. They will not tell you any trains on any of the tracks that are New Jersey Transit train.
This is prejudiced against New Jersey. How dare they?
nah, screw New Jersey, man.
Well, I'm sure they
Okay, asshole.
I'm sure they'll be able to work out the kinks, but the point is, we have something that doesn't objectively suck anymore.
Unlike New Jersey. I'm just kidding.
Wow. He's
I am literally going to come up.
He's going to come to
Colorado
Utah and fight
just
you.
basically go fucking full Sherman.
He's gonna
On
throw
you.
bags of frozen shrimp at you.
Well, you know what? Maybe in a couple of years he can take Holbrookdale specific up to there.
You're gonna take it to Utah?
When they get that done. Yeah, right. Just hijack it, steal it.
Wait, is Colbrookdale in New
Like-
Jersey? I thought they were in.
They're in PA.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in Pennsylvania.
Well, you know what? There was an attempt. So where
You know
was
what?
it?
You can
Where,
still hijack it.
where was
Anyway,
50-30?
right now it's in Michigan,
Oh, okay.
but Colbrookdale for whatever we
Hey guys, I have a hot take here.
decide to meet
You
in
guys ready?
what?
Real quick. Just a bit of a hot take.
Okay.
The horseshoe curve.
Yes.
Okay. Overrated. Anyway, continue on.
That's not a hot take. That's
That's
fact.
not really
No.
a hot take.
It's not really a hot
First of
take.
all,
it's-
First of all, I find that offensive. Second of all,
Dude, Sandpatch was a lot
Well, I
better.
mean,
than-
no, if you wanted to get
Yeah,
married,
I
there,
agree.
you
Sam
Yes.
Patch is better.
I still kind of do. Anyway,
you want to take a hot take and say that Tehachapi's overrated because woo, the train goes in a circle.
Yeah, I know. I've been there. Dude,
Hawassi
Tehachapi
Loop
was the
is better
biggest
than
disappointment of
Tehachapi.
my- Yeah. Tehachapi was the
Nah.
biggest disappointment of my life. I went there and I was like, wow, they go on a loop.
The one
Yeah.
time I went to Tehachapi like itself to watch a train, it fucking stalled.
that's actually pretty great. That's pretty great.
That's actually
Yeah,
kind of rare, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
I remember when the big boy
Alright.
went through. Just one more thing. When the big boy came up the canyon, and like the morning the big boy was supposed to go up Echo Canyon, a grain train stalled.
At least I didn't hit any bears. BNSF has been
Right.
hitting Beers? Yeah, beers.
Bears.
Bears.
Beer,
No,
beer,
seriously.
beer.
BNSF has a bear problem. And
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
wondering, how could this possibly have a bear problem? And apparently the issue is that when there's, like, spilled grain, or they hit, like, deer or whatever, then bears show up, and, to eat. And
Yeah.
there was an incident where
Yeah,
a
I used to
train
really
hit a
think-
cow, and then 5 grizzly bears showed up, and then 2 of them died in train collisions.
No.
Boy.
I mean, it could have
well,
been worse. Did you guys
I
see
mean-
the video of the 55 antelope getting ran
Oh
over
my
by
god,
one
yeah, we
train?
reported on the was it antelope or caribou? I thought it was caribou.
It was one of those.
Just like getting mowed down by a train. I remember that was like a few episodes ago, and I was like, Jesus Christ!
Caribou.
You just mowing them down.
Well,
They were all running away. But sorry, just to finish
Yeah.
up here, they intend to put lights and whistles on trestles where bears cannot easily escape. So
Okay.
they're going to try to do things to keep bears from hanging out on railroad tracks, generally.
Okay.
And they also are... So they're also going to kill a bunch of grizzly bears. I assume they're, like, near the track and they can't relocate them
Yeah.
because I feel like it might be very difficult to relocate a grizzly bear. They might be upset with you if you try to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Yeah.
stray cat. You can't just put it in a cage and take it somewhere else. So,
I mean, you could try, but it's not gonna.
Yeah.
yeah.
just like people, I mean, Frontrunner hit and killed somebody the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Julius, was it
At
you?
least it wasn't Brightline.
Oh, God,
No,
Brightline.
it wasn't.
Brightline is...
But
well,
Julie's is in
okay.
the restroom.
Okay. Here's the deal. Brightline has not been running. They haven't been running for like 7 months now, which is why they haven't killed anyone lately. Actually, it's probably the better part of a year. But
Probably for the too.
the construction project to Orlando is about halfway done, which is huge news because
Yeah.
they're trying to launch the train service in the fourth quarter of 2020, and they've been working for, over a year now, about a year and a half. And I bet, despite the fact that they're not making any money because they're not running any trains, they've got plenty of investment, and I bet the temporary shutdown has made things operationally a lot easier for them to just build and build and build and build. So,
Yep.
uh,
Well, we also had an article in Terminus News about their Vegas SoCal.
oh, did we?
Like, yeah, just now, actually, or a while
yeah.
ago. But yeah,
Just came out.
but it's a pretty nice one that says they could start construction on their LA to Vegas route in the spring, which would be very nice.
It is crazy to me that they intend to build all that.
Would that even really be used?
It would be.
From a relatively high-speed line from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, yeah, I could see that getting a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it too.
I mean,
especially
they're-
since there's a
That's
lot of
close.
people out in parts of Los Angeles that will try to do like a long weekend out in Vegas.
Yeah.
Because it's right there!
Yeah.
It's relatively, compared to American driving terms, it's relatively short, about 5-hour drive. You basically spend it out there, basically waste a month's worth of your earnings, then you come back to Los Angeles and try to recoup all that money.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I
luck.
kind of say,
With the way the
Mind
economy is
gambling.
now in California, good luck.
Well, I mean, if it's Los Angeles, it's Los Angeles.
Why the hell do you think we got out of
California
there?
isn't that bad. Especially now that they got the San Francisco Electric PCC.
Yeah, that'll really change things for them.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the trolley cars up again?
They got one moved that they purchased last year.
Oh, right on.
which was for sale on Discover Live Steam for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Wait, I
So-
kind of have a question about this Los
Okay.
Angeles to Vegas Brightline.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Where are they planning on putting the station in LA, for one? Two,
LAUPT, I think, is the station.
okay, two, do they plan on following, like, Cajon up and out of there?
Yes. Yes.
Then what else do they plan? Are they just going to go straight across the desert?
Probably.
Yeah. They're gonna. I think they'll have their own tracks after Victorville. I think. I don't know. I'm not too in light. That's what I've gathered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
also trying to remember
Victorville
if they're going to
is-
have
So in
alternate
Victorville-
stops.
In Victorville, their tracks will split off from UP, I believe, and then they'll have their own
This
right of way.
will be interesting because with, like, the Cajon virtual railfan cam, you might get
yeah.
to see them literally building Brightline trackage.
Ooh, that is
That'd be
true.
nice.
That'd be
Well,
kind
It
of
might-
cool.
I think it might, for right now, just be ending at Victorville. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not.
Well-
I don't think they're going to be running anything until they've built all the way to Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, they
Okay.
Well,
probably
yeah.
won't. But in terms of like all great projects and everything, Joe Biden has announced a coronavirus plan to include $20 billion for transit.
Hey.
That $20 billion will be used to relieve
Yeah.
the hardest hit public transit agencies as part of a $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief plan released by the president-elect on Thursday. A wide
And
range
where
of
is all this money coming from?
We make it.
The government.
Yeah, the government.
Oh, great. Great. More inflation. Love to see it, guys.
Well-
Love to see it.
Okay, would
I mean,
you rather
you
just
can't just-
all the transit across the country shut down?
Yeah.
And maybe
And
You
all
know-
that off
you know, we-
revenue
When we lose that stuff, we don't get it back.
Yeah, as we burned with Amtrak and their cuts. So far, anyway. So far.
I mean, generally
Yeah, the
speaking,
I mean, I'm not like mad because Biden is a train guy, and we all know that. So I'm glad that he's trying to help, but it's probably not going to do much better for us as people.
well, it's going to make sure that, well, it's only part of the package, but it's going to make sure that transit agencies across the country can keep running, which is,
Right.
really
Like-
important for lots of people. I bet not an insignificant portion of that is going to be going to the CTA as well.
Yeah, included in the article that came out on Trains Magazine includes Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, has announced a plan to expand Penn Station to the tune of $306 billion. It's part of a larger transportation project. The plan is to acquire land a block south of Penn Station, basically around 31st Street, to allow 8 tracks to be added to the 21 existing tracks. It would also include funding for 2 new Hudson River tunnels, part of the much-discussed
Nice.
Gateway.
About goddamn time.
Yeah.
I just...
And also, just ones especially for TBA, you're around Chicago, right?
I'm in it.
All right.
Oh,
Metro, again, extends sale of $10 all-day passes.
Oh, Metro's also getting new train cars.
They are.
Finally.
Yeah.
We're getting Alstom Corradium multi-level procurement.
Nice.
Yeah. Procure.
They're,
Oh, they're all some? Oh,
They're
that's makes
spicy.
more sense.
Yep.
Why I don't like them.
Well, if we're talking about stuff in the sphere of politics and our Fomer in the White House to be, he was gonna take the train to his inauguration, which would have been pretty cool. But after the raid on the Capitol, etc., it seems that his advisors have advised him not to do that, which is honestly kind of upsetting. But Amtrak security is not nearly on the same level as taking a plane or, of course, in his case,
Well,
he'd probably
In this
charter
case,
a
he can just
helicopter,
take Air Force One. He can just take Air Force One, can he not?
I'm
But
not
he
sure you
needs
can do that
Air Force-
until you're inaugurated.
No.
but
No, you cannot.
you can just get like a limo, and motorcade to keep an eye on him. It's tough to have a motorcade on a train.
Yeah.
I do believe.
Nah, bro, just get those armed guards again, like when they were hauling gold across the country.
Yeah, the same goal.
My grandpa remembers seeing those trains.
Yeah, on top of the fact that Biden can't get hit to the Capitol,
And he's dying.
Metro. Oh man,
He's talking about their Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark.
What?
But they're shutting
Hello.
down. I'll cover what you were trying to say, which is
Maryland. Okay, let's take this from the top. Am I coming in clear now?
No.
some
Right. So,
most-
on top of the fact that Joe Biden. Oh my God!
just go
It's
for
just
it.
getting
Just
worse
go for
and
it.
worse.
Go for it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Full
So,
send it.
so on top of the fact that Joe Biden can't take to his inauguration, both Mark and the Washington Metro area
Oh,
said they are
Still
curtailing
dying.
operations temporarily due to the inauguration.
you're still dying. Can't hear you.
He's just powering
Keep
through.
going.
Ah,
Keep
No,
going.
just keep going. Just
Keep going.
don't listen to
Keep
Achilles.
going.
due to
Full
the
send it.
attempt, everything that had happened in the first full week of 2021. Mark says it will not resume passenger service up until the day after the inauguration, which will be January 21st. That is the
All right.
same thing with the Washington Metro, as well as Virginia Rail Express, which will be not operating until Thursday, and even Thursday they'll be running on a limited schedule.
I just want to say that this isn't one of the articles I grabbed, but it's in here somewhere. One of the dudes that got caught on camera during the riot, trespassing,
Yeah.
terrorist attack, whatever you want to call it, at the Capitol.
Cool.
He was a Metro North employee, and he got busted. Also, his last name is Pepe. Metro North
That's
employee Will
creepy.
Pepe was recognized both by colleagues and management from a photo distributed by law enforcement. He was then suspended without pay, and he's probably going to get a friendly visit from the FBI.
Yeah.
He also called out sick in order to do it, and I don't know why that's really funny to me. He's like, "Oh, no, I'm not feeling well. I gotta go visit Nancy Pelosi."
Yeah.
But we were talking about stimulus packages and infrastructure, and I have another finally. And this one's right in your backyard, Bert. New Jersey
All
Transit
right.
has received a $766.5 million grant agreement from the Federal Transit Administration for the North Portal Bridge project.
Yay!
Finally, the Portal Bridge is going to be replaced. At least we're getting there. This is a drawbridge that is well over 100 years old, and it tends to get stuck in the open position and gum up the entire Northeast corridor. So,
And it especially seems to happen when it's in the cold.
I don't know what that last word was, but
It's colder months.
in the colder months, yeah. Yeah, well, it's tougher to run that kind of stuff. Oh, in the wake of the whole Capitol thing,
It's
the Secretary of Transportation resigned.
F.
I guess she didn't
and
want to
on
be there.
top of that, Amtrak CEO has said that he would want to expand the no-fly list to Amtrak's passenger rail network. This is a plan backed up by both the unions that represent Amtrak employees, Smart TD presidents Jeremy R. Ferguson and Dennis R. Pierce of the BLE have said that they both support this request to use the no-fly list as a no-ride list for Amtrak.
So
no
people
train
who
list.
cannot fly on airplanes can now no longer ride trains either.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you're deemed a security risk on the plane, you probably shouldn't be allowed on the train either, I guess.
You probably should, have a talking to.
Yeah. A friendly visit from the FBI.
Speaking, on the note of people who need a talking to, we need to talk to the people at buildingsaltlake.com as to how goddamn high they are. So, they released a plan on New Year's Eve, titled "The Rio Grande Plan," claiming to solve problems that have dogged the area for decades. The at-grade railroad crossings in Salt Lake City. And in addition to many unused tracks blocking mobility and new construction. So, a Salt Lake City authorized engineer-designer duo created a plan. Okay, so imagine this. You have three main lines plus a short line rip, which we'll get to because there's a story on that particular short line, and I'm gonna use this to segue into that. There are three main lines that converge in Grant Tower, right? Grant Tower is a really big Y in the middle of downtown. And they said, what if we just put it underground?
Duh.
They said the logical answer and said, what if we take a massive line and put it underground? So,
let's put it all underground.
Let's live underground.
Hold on, let's see. So you can see here. This is what it currently looks like. So this is what they want it to look like. You have all three of the lines, Frontrunner, UTA, SLGW, and UP, all converging, running under State Street, and then popping back out south. So the plan is they're going to reroute all the tracks, put them underground, run it on the tracks, have a station at the current Rio Grande station, which just sits there, not an active station, put them all underground. It's a cool idea, but
You have to be on LSD to see how it works.
Well, okay, but in defense of this outrageous plan, because
I like this outrageous plan. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but this isn't super unprecedented, and I can say that in my own neck of the woods, that something like this has been done, and also people would like it to be done. People have been advocating for an underground connection between North Station and South Station in Boston for ages and ages, but on a more realistic note.
Lots of the CTA stuff is underground by multiple levels, like the blue line runs below the red line in some spots, so that's kind of neat.
So the way I believe they're going to have this set up, the problem is, how are you're going to have to dig deep enough to fit double stack container trains under there
and double decker cars,
double decker front runner cars, Amtrak Superliners, auto racks.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But that's not too difficult to do.
That's not that deep. That's really not that deep. And if you can bury a double decker, highway with 4 lanes in each direction or more under Boston, where you have the water table to contend with, you can definitely do this in Salt Lake City.
Also, you even like jerry rig it. Like I've seen when I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I used to railfan at the portal of a tunnel in Newcastle, and in order to fit those overheight cars, Union Pacific just chiseled out notches in the side of the wall to fit in they just chiseled out the space for the cars to fit through. Yeah. So it's possible.
This is what it currently looks like, right? So that's the 4th South Yard. You cannot they can get away without using that yard. That yard would probably not need to be used because that yard is never for anything. Mm-hmm. So they would just get rid of the yard, and all of that empty space in the yard and the front runner tracks
would be houses.
All be houses and would be buildings.
Yeah, cool. Low income. Woo!
Hey, I mean, you don't know what kind of income it's going to be, but either way, housing is housing.
Who wants to live in an interstate interchange?
I mean, if you
The tracks line would still be there, and it would eliminate probably 3 or 4 at-grade crossings in downtown. What's funny, though, about this particular project, this is not where the big bottlenecks are for traffic. That's on the north side of downtown. So you notice how, if you look at the first image, you notice that little north leg of the Y that swings from east-west to north-south and goes north.
Uh-huh.
That's where the bulk of the train traffic goes, right? Because it comes off of the... If it's going... Most of the train traffic from Salt Lake is between L.A., California area, and North Platte or Chicago, Nebraska, Chicago, North Platte, Nebraska, Chicago, Illinois. So it swings north like that to run to Ogden, and then swings west again to run up through Wyoming. And so the problem is there are 3 consecutive each block at grade crossings at the south leg of a Y, or not at the south leg of a Y, at the very south end of a yard. There are 3 consecutive at grade crossings where they love to do crew changes. That's where the bottlenecks are, not where they're going to put it underground. Anyway, I also mentioned that there was a little other third short line railroad that was also involved in the mix. It's not really involved in.
I have a couple more comments about this.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to, TBA, look at the first image there underneath Cowabunga. It is, especially up top around where the depot is. That is prime area for transit-oriented development, and that's not necessarily, that is desirable. If you put those tracks underground and put a transit station there, that land suddenly is worth a lot more. And you're not in the middle of an interchange until you get down to those ramps, which are a couple blocks south, and it looks like the way those buildings... Sorry, go ahead.
Julius, is tracks your LRVs?
Yeah, those were LRVs. Tracks would be above ground.
That would also add value.
Yeah. And those buildings towards the south end of the project, those look more like commercial or industrial buildings.
Yeah.
That, the housing is all on the north end. You're not going to be living in the middle of a thing.
I'm seeing that now.
But also, the other thing that's brought up in the article is that they actually closed hold on. Let me scroll all the way back up. They closed like a homeless shelter or something. And even if they did add low-income housing in the area, it's probably be welcome. Housing is good.
Yeah, housing usually is pretty good.
Yeah.
I also want to demonstrate that the diagram they have for the tunnels and the streetscape they have above look somewhat similar to the Park Avenue tunnel that goes into Grand Central.
Yeah. I mean, this would be similar to that. It would be cut and cover. They would probably demolish half the corridor.
This would also be pretty cool.
They would dig a hole running down State Street. I believe I don't actually think it's State Street. I think it's a different street. Hold on. Let me check.
Well, it's just the corridor that's behind the station, isn't it?
Right, I know, but it's going to be under a road.
But this, in the end, looks like it's going to be a pretty big project.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Okay, it's not. It's Fifth West.
Hey, man. First of all, that's Utah we're talking about. They do some crazy shit.
That is true.
They do.
Yeah,
that is true.
Second of all, it's, again, Utah. They probably have the money to do it.
Or they like spending it anyway.
It would be a pretty similar scope project to the Trench in Reno.
Yeah. No, it'd be
about the same scale as the Trench.
Or what about like the Alameda Trench in LA?
Oh, that's a lot bigger. That's like 30
bigger.
miles. That's huge.
Yeah, but if they could do that, then what's stopping them from doing this?
Money. Also, UP and Salt Lake don't like each other. If Salt Lake could kick UP out, they totally would. They'd say screw you. They would literally say screw you. Build a new main line. If they could, they would. Salt Lake, UP has. There's a reason when they brought the big boy through Salt Lake in October, it didn't stop in Salt Lake City. It went straight through.
Hey, remember
There's a-
remember how we were saying that people were complaining about Tennessee Pass? I know this is actually a great way to jump onto that, and I know you were thinking about something else. But remember how we were saying that
Oh.
people were complaining about Tennessee Pass and were, possibly concerned at the idea that it might slow down the railroad that's trying to come through there again? And it's like, if the city of Salt Lake City can't get rid of a train, these people definitely can't get rid of a train.
Real quick, though, I actually have a little bit more to stipulate. So it would be built, the line from the north, I'm guessing, would come in and go down. You would have the connector for trains just going straight through, and then the line going north-south would, as soon as that connector happens, dip below, and so it would be built under what is currently Fifth West. So there actually were, until the 90s, I believe, trains that went that way. That was I think, it may have been a little later, but there were until the 90s trains that went down that way to service the UP station, or the Rio Grande station, because that was an Amtrak station for a while, and then we got all of our Amtrak trains taken away, and they said, just kidding, Lil. But I'm guessing what it would do is it would branch off the current main line at where the old passenger lead for that station is, and then immediately go underground, go under Fifth West, and they would just cut open Fifth West, and then build it, and then cover it, and then put new Fifth West in. Because Fifth West is only 2 lanes, and it's like a weird, 2 one-way, but there's a strip in the middle, a huge strip in the middle. So they could put a grid thing under it and be fine. I mean, it's conceivably possible. I could see it happening.
It's definitely possible. Like I said,
They're just not
if
gonna
the
agree.
unlimited trench could happen, then nothing's saying this can't.
I mean, it would be a lift.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would be a lot. I don't think it will ever happen. Personally, it's cool. It would be great, but I don't think it'll happen.
I do tend to side with you. I mean, definitely they could if they wanted to, but I feel like the benefits of it are not significant enough to make it worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You are
Yeah,
only
that's a good point.
eliminating-
It seems far stretched, or
You would only eliminate 3, maybe 4 at-grade crossings.
Well, it's not even
So
that.
it's
It's just
really
the
not
ability
even
to
that.
rebuild the land around it.
Yeah.
That's really why this thing would ever happen. Just
There's not even that much land.
yeah, exactly.
The thing about it is, because I-15 is right there, which, I mean, if you want to get land, you should just put I-15 underground.
Well, por qué no las dos?
because that would just cost even more money
Well,
Yeah.
and make the project even bigger.
yeah.
Speaking of things that are going to cost money,
No, I'm taking this.
Okay.
No, wait, no. Hold on.
The
Hold on.
money
I literally spent the entire time when I was talking about that building up for the transition to the SLGW.
Yeah, so did I. Suck it.
No. Let him Julie's go. Let him go. Let him go. Because he had.
Let him go.
I cut off his attempt to segue earlier, and then I dangled Tennessee Pass in front of him for 5 minutes while I was on about
I
that.
didn't want to take it. I'm not ready to talk about Tennessee Pass yet.
I know you
So
weren't, but I'm
speaking-
saying you go, just go.
Do it.
Well, I was gonna make a project.
Bridges have been burned.
So speaking of things that don't even soup,
Wow, that's it. Really?
Things
Salt Lake,
I would have actually
Soup.
made plans.
Salt Lake City's West Side residents are saying a burning bridge is affecting their health. So the Salt Lake Garfield and Western, an employee of the Salt Lake Garfield and Western, decided that he I don't actually know this. This is speculation, so I'm actually not going to say it.
I'm
But
not
the Salt
gonna.
Lake Garfield and Western Company, decided that they wanted to burn their bridges with the National Main Line by burning a bridge. So they have a wooden trestle just a little ways past their yard in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
It's a wooden trestle soaked in creosote, the usual. And all of a sudden, it just kind of caught on fire.
What?
Yeah, just kind of caught on fire.
I don't know how it happened.
And,
It just happened.
I mean, it happens
Coincidentally-
often out there, just kind
Coincidentally, this fire was started on the same day they became a subsidiary to Patriot Rail. How coincidental!
So the fire was started at about 9 p.m. about on Thursday, the 7th, and burned all day. People got really sick because creosote burns, makes you sick.
It's disgusting.
It
It
burned
burns
really
everything.
gross. And the rails were warped, and the bridge is a total loss.
Yeah.
Impossible.
So now they're disconnected from the national main line, and we don't know when they're going to build a bridge. One issue about this, that bridge is how Stadler ships out their rail cars.
Oh no!
So Stadler is also disconnected from the national main line, along with about 30 other industries.
Shame on State
Well, that's
for using an
unfortunate.
old rickety bridge.
Talk about
It wasn't even Stager. It was the railroad.
It was the railroad. It's not Stadler's fault.
That
Don't
bridge
you,
has
don't
probably
you
been
hate
there
when things
beginning
randomly?
of time.
I was gonna say, don't you hate when things just randomly burst into flames? You know what else burst into flames? A couple of
My-
rail cars in Spencer, North Carolina.
I was going to transition to the SLGW purchase article.
Ah.
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm glad he finally got to this because
Yeah,
I-
firefighters. Yeah, it's firefighters from several departments responded to the North Carolina Transportation Museum on Saturday, which was January 9th. Around 7 o'clock, the fire was first reported, and a couple train cars were caught on fire on the backside of the property, which on the property is basically right around behind kind of the paint shop. It's not too far away from the welcome center at the museum. Fire officials on the scene pointed out that this is the third suspicious fire that has occurred on the museum in the last 3 days. On
Sounds
Thursday
like you're
morning,
dealing with an
Jesus.
arsonist.
on
3
Thursday
days.
morning, several cars at an auto repair shop near the Transportation Museum on South Salisbury Avenue was burned. The same morning, the law firm of Whitley, Jordan, and Ing, located on South Main Street, was gutted in Salisbury, was gutted by fire. So apparently there is a serial arsonist loose in the Spencer, Salisbury area of North Carolina. Investigators have said that someone did set the fires at the repair shop and the law firm. Fire Division Chief said the joint investigation is underway involving the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations, the ATF, the State Fire Marshal, and both Spencer and Salisbury Police Departments.
I bet it's a salty employee.
You know you fucked up when the fucking ATF show up.
yeah. Well, I hope they can figure out who keeps setting stuff on fire. The reason this incident in particular stuck out in my head is that a long time ago, when I was doing all sorts of
Me?
when I was doing all sorts of
myself
Zombie
a
Train
point for that
related
one.
stuff, somebody asked me about what happened to Spencer Shops in the Zombie Train universe, and the abridged version of my answer is we accidentally burned it down.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Foreshadow.
Well,
Yeah, I may have accidentally foreshadowed this. Thankfully, it wasn't the whole complex like was in the
Yeah.
in the Zombie Train.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
But you know what's nice in the zombie train? Business cards. Like the ones that they got at the San Antonio Railroad Heretics Museum. That just got moved. Albeit they need a bit of restoration work. Union Pacific graciously donated the move for them. Looks cool.
Well, that was
UP.
nice of them.
Cool.
That's nice.
Good
Don't
to
you
see
love
UP
it
getting in there with the railroads that have donated stuff.
TBA, what did you just
Even
delete?
with
Himself.
Maybe you
Wait,
can
was this,
beat
wait,
the
wait,
West.
Milky, was it these? Or these?
No,
These.
no, those.
Okay.
The Parker car was old news.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I just didn't know which link I was supposed to grab.
But yeah, the business cards, which
Okay,
is
let's let TBA go before
Oh,
we
that's
rage
just-
quits the podcast.
I'm
He's-
not
he's
in
deleting all of his stuff.
California anymore. I'm not in California anymore, so I don't need it.
Well,
Ooh,
what's
the
going on?
Ooh,
What's going on with you?
Well, the last thing I really kind of want to talk about is because it involves Metra, the Chicago Region Environmental and Transportation Efficiency Program have announced I know that's a mouthful.
It's oh my god! It's like they've put so much work into making the acronym spell CREATE. I'm impressed and angry.
Yeah, but they're creating many improvements to the transportation efficiency around here. I guess they put in one hell of an interlocking in Franklin Park because this interlocking that they created.
I hate this so much.
I kind of want to see this. I kind of want to see this.
It affects 12 CP trains and 58 Metro trains daily to hold on.
Can we get a rail camera there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be a cool place for a rail cam.
Can we get a rail camera in Utah?
But
Nope.
before this interlocking, the delays used to be pretty bad. You know, like you'd have to have Metro trains waiting on freight trains, which as a commuter rail service is bad.
Yes.
And before the project was completed, freight trains had to pass through the Bensonville yard. They still do. Wait, if this is by Bensonville, I've been over here. Huh.
TBA's like, wait.
Wait a minute, this
I know
all
this
looks
place.
familiar.
No, that's actually kind of cool. But they added... That also means I've seen this.
Yeah.
Nice.
What can you tell us about it?
Well, I can tell you that there's definitely a whole separate main line for the freight trains than there are for the Metro trains.
That's
The
cool.
interlocking is interesting. It's also interesting because there's this freight traffic still operates on Metro tracks. Or maybe it's the other way around. I mean, it probably is Metro operating on freight trackage, but it's still odd to see them together because you would think that they might not, especially with how frequent Metro trains are. It's definitely a dispatch nightmare around here.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not as much as there once was.
Yeah.
Like, at one point we had all these trains going into Chicago, like CB&Q's Zephyr articulated sets. Which I'm sure were fun to get into yards in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Speak of those Zephyr sets, work is still continuing on the Mark Train Zephyr. One of my favorite things to come out last year, quite honestly. Well, it'll be my favorite thing, honestly. It's just amazing the work that they've been doing to that to make it fully functioning again. That includes disassembling the trucks and getting those up to snuff, as well as redoing the windows and interior of the cars, among other things.
It really feels like they're
up to.
going at this from all angles at once, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going from... Because they weren't done this year, hopefully.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which,
And where are they going to run it?
the Wisconsin Great Northern, the owners, so a bit.
Oh, okay.
So they want to restore it, operate it, run it.
Wow.
Speaking of things that are going to get restored, operated, and ran,
Yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah, buddy.
That was really good.
That was good.
NSC Pass.
Yeah, buddy.
There is a pending deal, pending government approval, to lease out the Tennessee Pass route to the Rio Grande Pacific.
Yeah.
Also known
this
as the
would
Colorado
go
Midland.
between, or yeah, the Colorado
Or
Midland.
Colorado
They will
Midland
lease out the
episode.
line.
from milepost 171.9 in Parkdale, Colorado to milepost 335.0 in Sage, Colorado.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Someone's starting to foam here.
So
I know I am.
We've got specific milepost markers, guys!
it said it in the article. Said it in the article. I didn't just know it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
You can read the article and it's
Yeah.
there.
It's in the map,
We've
too.
still got specific milepost markers!
Stop.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I was just trying to be specific.
Continue, Jules. Continue. I
Okay.
enjoy what you're.
So they own a number. Rio Grande Pacific, obviously, they own a few short lines.
Yeah.
They also are going to be the operators of the UBRY if they ever get that stupid thing built. But this is not going without falter because the people at Colorado Pacific are little salty gooses that they couldn't get.
Oh, yeah.
Ellis, can you put the links back? I didn't get them.
Okay,
I didn't
sorry,
go
there
through
you
them.
All right, yeah,
You're
yeah,
good.
I love this.
So-
Listen, no, you have to
People at the
explain.
Colorado.
You have to explain to the people there are two companies here. There's the Rio Grande Pacific, which is the corporate entity that owns the Colorado Midland and Pacific, which is the company that's going to be leasing the railroad from the Union Pacific.
Yeah.
And then there's the what is the other one? The Colorado
Colorado
Pacific, which is
Colorado
which is
Pacific
a
Railway.
different company, which is not the Colorado Midland / Rio Grande Pacific.
Yeah.
It makes my head spin. So go
Yeah.
on. The Colorado
No.
Pacific.
Or hereby known as COPAC. I just call it COPAC. COPAC is Colorado Pacific.
Yeah.
So COPAC will be filing a protest with the STB saying, hey, please don't approve this because we can't have it. Because they feel that Union Pacific will be maintaining a monopoly stranglehold across the Rocky Mountains, which isn't true. Basically saying, hey, don't let this happen. UP has a monopoly. Which is dumb for a number of reasons. One, because BNSF, contrary to popular belief, BNSF does actually run across the Moffett sub. They do run trains in the mountains of Colorado. I believe they have crews based out of Grand Junction.
Yeah.
And they do run things. So it is, by definition, not a monopoly. And B, monopolies, I don't believe, apply to railroads.
I mean, they
not
definitely
my-
do, but
Well, after the 1996 merger case, the STB said no. They made special rules. The antitrust laws no longer apply to railroads.
okay.
That's kind of bold.
Well,
but
first of all, I don't like that.
Oh,
Second of all,
so basically, railroads and baseball aren't under
Yeah.
antitrust laws now.
also, I
Correct.
just got to throw this out there. Even this, I don't think any deal would be breaking this monopoly anyway.
Yeah.
Or
No.
this supposed monopoly. I don't think UP was never going to go for Copax once.
it was out there.
Because they wanted to run
Yeah.
trains across Tennessee Pass and then continue them west. The important thing about the Colorado Midlands proposal is everything that they are allowed to do, everything they're allowed to run under the lease, is it has to either start or end on Tennessee Pass and can only go to and from the east through the Royal Gorge. Not the west end through Dalcero. They're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to go that way.
Well, they can't even go that way. Well,
Because
never mind.
UP still owns the track.
Yeah,
between
No.
Dock-
UP still owns the track between Dalcero and Sage.
Well, UP still owns the whole thing anyway.
right.
Well, yeah.
They're-
And they can't go east. They can't go east out to Pueblo because there's a magical short line called or a magical railroad called the
Royal Gorge, Scenic.
Royal
Well,
Gorge Scenic. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. They can make a deal with them to pass through
Yeah.
if the Royal
True.
Gorge wants to play. But UP was never going to let people just use the pass as a pass. It's right now a massively overgrown branch line that starts in
Yeah.
Pueblo and ends in
The middle of nowhere.
yeah, that ends shortly before Dalcero.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of rail lines that have been that are coming back, the East Broad Top. East Broad Top recently has received a $1.4 million grant from the state of Pennsylvania.
Very nice.
The money is subject to go to a list of projects that include building a new events facility at Colgate Grove, the picnic grove that the railroad has turned the trains around since it returned to operation for the first time in the 1960s. It includes extending the main line 1 mile north to Shirleysburg, Pennsylvania, stabilization of buildings within the Rock Hill Furnace Machine Shop Complex, which is amongst the most complete in early 20th century industrial sites in existence, stabilization of the coal tipple and chutes on the south end of Rock Hill Furnace Yard, and replacement of deteriorated cross ties throughout the entire yard. Of course, the railroad is basically planning on resuming service back to Colgate Grove sometime this summer. And they're also talking about starting to rebuild trackage south. They've just cleared shrub around Pogue Trestle, and their plan is to go up an old branch line to an old mine site sometime in the near future, building southwards, and will include passing through Sidling Hill Tunnel on the southern end of the main line, with the ultimate goal of the foundation being to go back to Robertsdale.
Well, I wish them luck. I hope that this is, I hope that this helps them very much in their pursuits.
Yeah, and other stuff that's returning to service in Pennsylvania, in the state of Pennsylvania this week. 2102 lives. Yes.
Welcome back.
Reading 2102 had its first steam up test at the Reading and Northern's Port Clinton shops on Tuesday, which was January 12th. Included main steam tests, clearing out all the steam connections and everything. They blew both the Reading 6 and Reading whistle, and according to the Reading and Northern's owner and CEO, Andy Muller, the first run of 2102 will be on NRFF, running from North Reading to Pittston, Pennsylvania, and return.
What is NRFF?
NRFF
Where is it?
NRFF is the main freight trails between both divisions per se for the Reading and Northern. The Reading and Northern have a Reading division, which most of the freight service is based out of Reading, Pennsylvania, and uses a lot of the old Reading Company network rail network. And then they have the Lehigh division, which goes up the Lehigh Gorge and mainly has their connections around the Wyoming Valley, mainly Wilkes-Barre, Pittston, and Scranton. The NRFF is the only train that traverses through both lines of each division, as the main rail network between North Reading and Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, that's what class is 2102?
2102 is a T-1.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. It is a T-1. And on the other hand, we have the 2020 year review for the T1. The PRR T1 Trust put out their year-end review on December 29th, which talks about everything that they've managed to build or design over the course of the past year, which includes large portions of the firebox and boiler and smoke box, including some tube sheets and
this Kansas City game coming out of the wire.
And
sorry.
Also, that's good. I'm excited. Go Browns.
Also,
Also,
can I give you
they are.
Holy crap! The Browns have the lead.
No, but Kansas City has it 4th and inches. 1 minute 40. Browns are down 5.
Oh, man.
Oh boy!
Keep an eye on that. Don't yell though.
Okay.
Don't yell yet. They also talk about how they've been modeling the frame, of course, and how they plan to cast the frame in multiple parts, because while there are people that could theoretically do it, it is orders of magnitude less expensive to not do it as one single giant piece. So they are needing to figure out how they can do that and then piece it together. Damn!
Yeah, this game's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh well. Mayfield, you're going to have to go back to doing your commercials. I'm sorry.
Well,
And Stadler, if they can manage to get things out of their facility, needs to get back to building locomotives. As a matter of fact, they are now building Class 93 tri-mode locomotives. So I assume that's diesel, third rail, and overhead.
Wow.
These are mixed traffic locomotives that can reach 110 miles an hour, and yeah. I'm trying to read more about what's going on here. Oh, no, sorry. The tri-mode is diesel, overhead electric, and... No, wait, no. It's not diesel. They've got battery packs. Nope. It does have... Wow, I keep confusing myself. They have a diesel engine, they have battery packs, and they have a pantograph. So
wow.
They
Very
can,
efficient.
yeah, they can work on electrified lines and on non-electrified lines, either in diesel mode or in battery mode. Basically, the idea is, if you have an electrified main line but not electrified sidings, you can use this on the overhead wires, and then when you arrive at a place where you need to shunt, you can, just put it into battery mode for a little while. So that's really cool. I wish Stadler luck with their designs. What's up?
You know
I kinda
where you
thought-
go- Oh, sorry.
I kind of thought that it was going to be like third rail adaptable at one point.
No, I mean, I thought that as well, but they were showing pictures of overhead catenary, so I assume it's... Either way, it's got, electrical power, battery power, and diesel power. Those are your three... those are your three powers. And...
That's a pretty good mix. You know what else had overhead wire?
What?
The Salt Lake Garfield and Western Chili's.
Yeah, the Salt Lake Garfield and Western. Thank you for that, Mookie.
Yep.
The Salt Lake Garfield and Western did at one point have overhead wire, and now the Salt Lake Garfield and Western no longer exists as its own corporate entity. The Salt Lake Garfield and Western finished its purchase conveniently on the same day that bridge went up in flames to be a Patriot Rail subsidiary. The railroad, founded in 1891, just ran a bunch of cars and moved stuff like 10 miles. It was more of a last mile railroad.
Yeah.
And then it got bought out. So,
Can I have your open air cars?
Speaking of suspicious stuff, never mind. Suspicious stuff. Something interesting was caught on a virtual railfan camera back in 2020. That something was a fatal crash of a Beechcraft Bonanza at Hesperia, California.
Yeah, yikes.
According to records, the airplane climbed to about 800 feet before the nose dipped and made a quote radical left turn. The airplane could be visibly seen on the camera just moments before it crashed beyond the hills and the rail line.
Right.
Yikes.
Well, maybe they might be able to catch something like that on the new Tucson camera.
Oh, thanks again, Mookie. But I actually was going to transition to something else. So, also on the note of VRF, I don't have an article on this, but I have two things to talk about VRF. Yesterday afternoon, unfortunately, Virtual Railfan did see someone unfortunately take their own life on the folks in camera. It was pretty nasty. That was not a nice thing to look at.
Jesus.
But on a more positive note, there is a new Tucson camera. And speaking of that new Tucson camera, there's actually a train coming right now. So if you can pop it open, you can see the train.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hold on.
So-
Hold on, I'm doing it. I'm trying.
Hold on, I got your link. I got your
Loading.
link right here. Put it in.
The link is there.
Oh, you already.
The-
Oh, the link is there.
Yeah. But you know what else could be there? Amtrak is test running trains on the Point Defiance bypass for the first time since their unfortunate derailment on their first run. Amtrak, you better be training your people better this time.
Well, now PTC works.
Yeah, now PTC works too.
In fact, we have an
Yeah,
article
relative.
about that somewhere. PTC. Maybe I get rid of it. Did nobody grab it? There was a article about how finally we have PTC everywhere. The deadline did
Are
just
we sure
pass.
about that?
I mean, mostly everywhere.
We remember when the first railroad to implement it, freight railroad-wise, was the Portland and Western.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that too.
But
That was very pod.
there's a long article from the LA Times. My family group chat's going crazy. I think they're talking about the game. The
What?
They're just, oh my god.
I think
They're going crazy.
put the phone on vibrate.
So, yeah, there's an article here on PTC from the LA Times. It's quite a lengthy one.
Very
The
nice.
other stuff. All right. Hey, so we talked about 1309. I have some articles on 1309.
Yes.
When I got
We got a video of 1309.
yeah, when I got the text like, "Oh, it's happening," I was like, "Is it though?" And I guess it happened. Like, I'm still not sure
There
if I
must have
believe
been a
it.
diesel trend.
Vert was
There
there and he
must have
saw
been
it,
a
but he might have been
movie
hallucinating.
scene. Yeah.
I was there. They did have a diesel on the other end. That diesel wasn't notched up. Thing was running under its own power.
Oh boy. That's scary.
That's crazy. After all this time, all the memes of
Yeah.
all the jokes of what what's going to be done first, blank or 1309. 1309 is done. Well, it's running anyway.
Yeah.
And the Catskill Mountain Railroad is not done. As a matter of fact, they just renewed their lease.
Yay.
So, the ex-Illinois terminal RS1 that the Catskill Mountain Railroad has is going to continue pulling trains on
Hey.
the 5 miles of track. Now, we did mention this, but hopefully, we did mention this last episode, I believe, but hopefully they will be able to move forward from this year because it's only a 1-year lease now that COVID begins to let up. And they'll be able to make enough money to continue moving forward and running trains.
In coming years.
Yeah. New York State has quite a few heritage railroads. We talked about the Saratoga and North Creek and their possible revival last episode.
Yeah.
And a lot of what New York State has just completed is either parallel to or on old rail bed. That which I'm alluding to is the Empire State Trail, which is a 3-legged bike trail, which is 750 miles, and it runs from New York City to Canada, through Albany, and it also runs to Buffalo. So it runs north-south from New York City up to Canada, and then east-west
Very nice.
from Albany to Buffalo. Now, some of this, like I said, is along railroads, some of it is along the Erie Canal, some of it is on a road, but which I think is kind of cheating. But there's a long article here noting all of the different
History.
all the different sections.
Yeah.
The Poughkeepsie Bridge is not part of this trail, I don't think. Actually, it might be.
Which trail is this?
This is the Empire State Trail in New York.
Empire State Trail.
Actually, I think it is part of it. Hold on. Yeah, it is.
It might be. I think if it's part of the Maybrook line, it's definitely connected
Yep.
there.
The Southern New England carrying trains over between Derby Junction and Maybrook via the bridge over the Hudson River at Poughkeepsie. That is now the walkway over the Hudson. So, yes, the Poughkeepsie Bridge is part of this enormous Empire State Trail. It's 750 miles if you wanted to ride the whole thing, and you've got to double back for some of it if you did want to ride, the whole thing. But this is certainly very ambitious, and I guess I'm happy to see it. It's a cool project, and it lets you see some of this railroad grade that I guess you really never otherwise would have, because the tracks are long gone. Thanks, Conrail.
Yeah, much to the detriment of New England rail freight.
Yeah. But, oh well. I don't have anything about railroads getting put back or railroads getting taken away. What's your WMSR article, and then we'll let Milky round it out before we do the latest train on Amtrak.
Our WMSR article is mainly the video that the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad released on Facebook. Basically documenting the milestone of 1309 finally running under its own power. Video came out on January 5th. It's a pretty well done video. Nice swooping views of the Cumberland River, the Potomac River rather, and the Shaw Complex in Ridgely, West Virginia. You will not see me or anybody that I was with, because this was filmed the day before we were over there, because probably that drone that did that panorama probably would have fallen out of the sky because of ice accumulation.
Well, that's really cool.
For sure.
Let me just get rid of this.
Very cool things happened last year, despite all the faults of Johnny. Trains Magazine has their top 10 stories that they put out. Amtrak on time performance rules, 1309, new readership at Amtrak, just to kind of shotgun through these. Alstrom purchase from Bombardier, which is nice. CSX acquiring Pan Am. First female CEO at Class 1. Very pog. PTC deadline met, for the most part. BBT coming back, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty big news.
That's up there.
Yeah, it's it.
CSR Impact, and then, of course,
COVID.
the number one, COVID.
Woo! Good
But
job,
in
COVID.
their,
You're number one.
But in their article, they have my actual favorite thing that happened last year. The Wisconsin Great Northern purchasing the Mart train stuffer and trying to restore it.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited for that. Kentucky's team expanding, which is fantastic because they're one of these mirror organizations of just young people going at it, and it's fantastic to watch what they do.
Yeah, it is really cool to see what they're doing over in Kentucky. I did meet one of the guys associated with the project. Really cool guy.
Yeah.
I met him back over the summer in Jim Thorpe when 425 was out. Real cool guy, very knowledgeable. Really do. We see a lot of good things from them. Maybe
I
even
hope that
a steam engine run sometime.
Yeah, right. Well, they also had the DNS buying diesels, debuting 493. Their battles for the Forest Service over fire mitigation efforts, and a washout. That's one hell of a year for DNS.
Yeah, DNS has probably had.
Yeah,
DNS has had a worse year than a lot of people I know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say DNS probably had one of the worst years, probably in its history.
Yeah, DNS had the worst year they've had since the Rio Grande tried to blame all the prospectors' failures on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, just about.
exactly. Or what's the other way around? And then Wheel Grand Southern Trunny coming back after multi-million-dollar restoration.
Oh yeah,
And then
that was this year.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was this
It
year.
feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
Because 20 has sapped away my lifetime.
right, Asaki. But you know what? Also got sapped away. The Caboose Hobby retail location. That's just very unfortunate that it.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace, Caboose Hobbies.
Yeah.
Again.
Rip.
Nah, they can die. They sucked.
Oof.
No, right near the end, they sucked. They were
Well, yeah,
bad.
right near the end, but don't root against a hobby shop.
They deserve to die.
No,
Ooh.
that's rude.
Yeah,
That's rude.
they
I
were
mean,
terrible.
They had it coming,
they-
but
No, they screwed over many people. They deserved it.
how do they screw
Okay.
people over?
They
But
screwed
you
over
know-
manufacturers by not paying them, by stuff like that.
Okay.
Presumably
They
'cause
wouldn't
they were
fulfill
broke.
people's.
It sounds
Yeah,
like the
that
Wheel
doesn't make
Grand.
it any better.
It doesn't make it any better, but
No, it
it's
just
still a
sounds
shame
like
that it
something-
happened.
It's the same that it happened, and it sounds like something the Wheel Grand has done in the past. So it's so typical for their caboose.
Basically, this is the prospector's fault.
Yeah.
I wonder if they Ellis. I wonder if they had any Amtrak caboose. Obviously, I think they did.
Are you trying to
Yeah.
take me
Yeah.
to latest train on Amtrak? Milky still has stuff.
Oh, he's still stuff. God damn it! I'll give myself another try.
You don't
Yeah.
even.
What's the site? What's the site?
Anyway, you
No,
can
you
ride.
don't look at the site.
You don't look at the site, but you can ride the winter trains at Northwest Railway Museum and pay your respects to the owner of the Railroad Museum of Oklahoma, who unfortunately passed away this year.
Hmm.
There you go, you foamers.
Hey, Jillies, you want to do it
Hmm.
again?
So, Ellis, on the note of caboose hobbies, do you think they had any Amtrak there?
No, probably not.
You really?
Anyway,
just,
let's do latest train on Amtrak.
you really just. You,
I'm sorry. But okay. Latest
I
train
thought
on
that was
Amtrak.
so good. I was like, oh, I'm gonna set Ellis up real nicely.
I mean, I could
No, I don't
probably
even-
do.
I'm never gonna help you with a transition ever
Okay.
again.
All right. Well, I just want to say we're in the middle of season 3 of Local Royale. If you can join our Discord server in the cargoes of this podcast or any podcast, and if you're fan rank, you can participate in Local Royale or get on this podcast, which I know people love. At least maybe
Right.
2 or 3 people. Anyway, it's time to wrap up the show. It's time for the latest train on Amtrak. I'm just trying to figure out what it is right now. And you guys
I
start
figured
making your
it out.
guesses. No, you're not supposed to figure it
All
out.
right.
You're supposed to blind guess.
Well, shit. I'm not gonna guess that.
We just said you don't look at the site.
Yeah,
Ah!
get scoot.
Bruh.
Bro,
Yeah. Fuck. All right. I'll guess first because I have the most strikes. Do I also? No, I don't. Never mind. I am going to say I've got a feeling. I actually think I'm going to guess with 6. I was out late last night and I checked the schedule to see when
I
6.
hate you because I was gonna guess six.
I was like I looked at the schedule and I was out rail fanning late last night to see if 6 was on time and 6 was not on time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with 6.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I'm not voting since that was my guess.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
You can also go with 6.
So-
No? Yeah, you can.
People
You
have
can double
have
dip.
doubled up before.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm doubling up on 6 because I just
Okay.
say 6.
Okay.
Okay. Very cool. You know what? I think Southbound Coast Starlight could be running behind. I don't know.
All right. Well, the
Except for
Coast
what-
Starlight is early.
Damn it.
And
And I cheated, so
yeah, so you don't get an
I-
answer. Pick a wrong answer.
7. 70.
Okay. I don't know. Which one is 70? Is 70 a train?
79, I mean.
70? Okay. I was going to say, I don't know that one. 79, the Carolina is 3 minutes late. So that's not the latest train on Amtrak. The California Zephyr to Chicago is 1 hour and 34 minutes late. It is not the latest train on Amtrak. The Sunset Limited number 2 to New Orleans is 1 hour and 44 minutes late. And it is the latest train on Amtrak. The other Sunset Limited is also 1 hour and 34 minutes late, which is the same exact amount of lateness as Amtrak Zephyr number 6.
That was second.
But otherwise, we really don't have that many late trains right now. We've got the Texas Eagle, which is 1 hour late, but that's about it. I'm going to check on the Canadian is 1 hour and 60 minutes late. And there's a bunch of, less than 1 hour late corridor trains. Nothing else is really jumping out at me. There's a Surfliner that's half an hour late, and that's red already. So they really keep those guys on strict timetables. But I want to thank everyone for tuning into this episode. Now it's time to terminate. I am going to go second. So Achilles.
Okay. So foamers sometimes like to choose violence, right? And that's when you get an air horn, hook it up to your car, and blow it at full blast under a tunnel.
Yikes! How to remove people's eardrums?
Yeah.
Could be worse.
I could be, but it's not good. I am going to post a link to the Railfan camera in Palmer, Massachusetts, because the Steaming Tender is one of my favorite restaurants ever. So, I'm watch the rail cam, go there to eat if you're around, stuff like that. There's also a hobby shop around the corner and an antique shop down the road, and a bed and breakfast that's owned by the same people. It's also great. I went to the grand opening. Bert.
Yes?
It's your turn.
Okay, so when you steal the intro for your first podcast.
Yeah, and your last.
Yeah, obviously.
I should have given you a point for that. I forget that that's the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, TBA?
Yeah.
Good night.
Alright. And Milky.
Stay tuned for possible additions to my XO fleet that we'll find out about in an hour and a half.
Oh,
from
God.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Anyway, alright. Thank you guys for coming on this episode of the podcast. It's called Forrest Gimp. And we will see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.